How's it going, YouTube? Brad Browning here. And today I'm going to shift gears just a little bit. Usually I talk about how to get an ex back after you've lost them. But sometimes the best offense is an amazing defense. I mean, if you already know how to make a man fully addicted to you, you'd never have to watch any of my other breakup videos. So today, that's precisely what I'm going to help you with. I'm going to teach you several tips that will make sure your boyfriend or your future boyfriend never has eyes for anyone else. And just in case anything I talk about is confusing to you, please leave your questions in the comments section below. I always do my best to get back to each and every one of you. Now, I know that in a long-term relationship, it's common for the passion, intimacy, and romance to wane a little bit. It's even more common for people in relationships to take their partners for granted. And this can have a huge negative impact on your daily chemistry. But luckily, rebuilding that connection, that appreciation, and the spark in your relationship, it isn't as difficult as you might think it is, even if you've been together with your boyfriend or your husband for years. In fact, if you follow my advice closely, he'll be worshiping you and loving you until the end of your days. So without further ado, let me get into the first tip, which is tip number 1, make sure you're able to create your own happiness. It's obviously okay to derive a ton of love, happiness, and pleasure from your relationship, but if your man is the sole source of what makes you happy, you're going to begin to drive him away. There's nothing more attractive and alluring than a woman that is absolutely brimming with confidence and happiness. And if you're able to create this own happiness in your life, your boyfriend will want to stick around and experience that joy as well too. So try this. I call this the single lady's mindset. Now, as weird and difficult as it is, picture yourself as a happily single woman. Now picture all the things that would make you happy in that moment. You probably have more time to hang out with your girlfriends, socialize, meet new people, enjoy your passions, and so on. In other words, you're able to create a kind of happiness that depends only on you, not anybody else. And this is the kind of mental framework that you should assume. And I guarantee that once your boyfriend gets wind of this kind of new, attractive independence, he'll want you more and more. Tip number 2, praise him for what he's genuinely good at. There's nothing like a sweet, genuine compliment, especially when you know the person giving the compliment truly means it. See, men love feeling like they're competent at things. We're just biologically wired to feel this way. So take advantage of this psychological loophole and watch as men just keep coming back to you for more and more. So many men nowadays don't receive enough compliments. In fact, studies show men compliment each other far less than women do. So chances are your guy probably isn't used to hearing such positive words. Sending him some genuine verbal love will surely knock him off guard in a good way. But again, the key here is to make sure that what you say is 100% genuine. And it's even better if you're complimenting about something he's actually passionate about. And once you nail this little tip, he'll literally be putty in your hands in no time. Tip 3, make him feel masculine. So men love to be the hunters and the providers in a family unit. It's ingrained into our DNA. Letting us feel like we're dominant and in control is one of the sexiest things we can feel, even if you are secretly the one calling all the shots. If you're confused, let me just give you some examples of what you can do and say in certain situations. So let's say you're cold and you want your guy to give you his coat. You could say something like, "Give me your coat, I'm freezing my ass off." That gets the message across, right? But it's not quite the way that you want to make him feel like he's in control. So instead you could say something like, "Brr, I'm cold." And this gives your man an opportunity to take command and offer you his jacket. Here's another example. Instead of saying something like, "Make me something for dinner," say something instead like, "I'm starting to feel a bit hungry." And likewise, you should say something like, "I'd love to spend more time with you," instead of, "Ugh, can you please get off your phone?" I think you get the picture. And tip number 4, get him out of his head. Sometimes us guys can be wrapped up in our day, be it work, school, or a new entrepreneurial project. While he's stressed about how his day went, inject a bit of femininity into the situation by bringing his attention to something else. Your touch, your smell, letting him taste your cooking, or even singing to him. Using his 5 senses to transport him into another dimension will get him coming back to you again and again. Now, this one can be a little tough to master, so if you want to receive a more in-depth guide on how you can keep your man totally addicted to you, then head over to romancebrad.com and pick up a copy of my free guide. Again, that's romancebrad.com. And tip number 5, try and initiate once in a while. Ultimately, you do want your man to take the lead, right? But sometimes us guys do need a little bit of help. So be the one to plan a super sexy and fun date doing something that he loves. Yep, that's right. That means if he just loves his video games, plan a night and order his favorite pizza and beer, and ask him to teach you how to play a fun 2-player game on his Nintendo Switch. After all, during this pandemic, what else are you going to do, right? And this doesn't just go for planning date nights. Don't be afraid to initiate sex either once in a while. A guy wants to feel attractive too, so make sure that he knows you think he's hot. Tip number 6, keep physically fit. I didn't become one of the best dating coaches on the internet by telling half-truths, so I'm going to be blunt with you. If you want your man to stick around for the long haul, you're going to want to stay in shape. Now, before some of you ladies get at me for this, hear me out. Staying physically in shape won't just make your man ravenous to be with you all the time, although he will. It won't just make other men chase you, thus making your boyfriend want you even more. It won't encourage him to work out hard at the gym, even though he will. No, keeping physically fit is a massive part of staying mentally fit as well. There's no secret that your appearance is directly correlated with your self-esteem and confidence. And like I said in tip number 1, there's nothing more attractive than a vibrant, confident, and vivacious person. And achieving that model-esque body will help you get there. Not to mention that it's a great hobby that you and your boyfriend can actually share together. And finally, tip number 7, blow his mind in the sack. There's not really a lot more to say about this one, and it might be pretty obvious to some watching this, but even if you think that you're a porn star in bed, there's no reason to be complacent. You can always do better. The more you wow your guy in bed, the less likely he is to ever wonder if the grass is greener on the other side. Anyways, there you have it, ladies, the 7 golden tips to make your boyfriend addicted to you. Once again, if you want more in-depth guidance on how to keep your boyfriend and have an amazing relationship with him, then head on over to romancebrad.com for that free guide. Again, that's romancebrad.com. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.